Sex is out at the movies, and family-friendly superheroes are in. That's partly because sex no longer sells when mid-budget adult movies have all but disappeared and blockbusters reign supreme. But actually, the way audiences feel about movie intimacy has changed too. In the post-Me Too era, we tend to look at films holistically. It's way more difficult to separate the art from the artist, because the context we now have makes us more aware of and concerned with the way actors are treated. In this context, more and more people are coming to the realization that acting doesn't have to mean doing sex scenes, and definitely that actors shouldn't be made to feel uncomfortable or exploited at work.
Young light is not daylight.
In January, more than 50 years after its release, the stars of 1968's Romeo and Juliet sued the studio over changing expectations that they do nude scenes once they arrived on set. This greater sensitivity seems to be a positive development, though not everyone agrees. There was a loud backlash against Penn Badgley when he revealed he wouldn't do intimate scenes on you to protect his marriage. There's also the question of whether clamping down too puritanically on intimate scenes is a form of censorship that recalls the old Hollywood days and isn't really good for the art or for audiences. Here's our take on how consent plays into how we view intimacy on screen and whether Hollywood needs to start censoring again.
They're being told, hey, make that hotter, make that sexier. Well, what does that mean?
From the 1930s to the 1960s, Hollywood self-censored intimacy on screen under the Hays Code. The code was strict. Married characters weren't even allowed to sleep in the same bed, and there were rules about how long actors could kiss on screen for.
Gentlemen, before you unleash your libidos, bear in mind Boston would have banned Pinocchio.
After the code lost power and was lifted in the 1960s, the industry veered in the opposite direction. Sex scenes in films became increasingly associated with edginess or prestige. Erotic thrillers became popular, adult dramas with intimate scenes won big awards, and art house directors used explicit scenes to shock. Then the prestige TV-era juggernauts like The Sopranos, Sex and the City, and Game of Thrones established their HBO appeal in a large degree through being able to realistically show what network TV couldn't. But abruptly, #MeToo reshaped our understanding of so many intimate scenes from the history of film.
This is bigger than Weinstein. This is about the system protecting abusers.
And as a result, the way we approach intimate scenes has begun to change, both in the industry and as viewers. In the past, actors experienced egregious consent violations while filming. The most famous example is in Last Tango in Paris, where actor Marlon Brando and director Bernardo Bertolucci conspired to surprise actress Maria Schneider with a scene in which Brando's character assaults her with a stick of butter.
In a way, horrible to Maria, because I wanted her reaction as a girl, not as an actress.
Schneider later said, "I felt humiliated, and to be honest, I felt a little both by Marlon and by Bertolucci." As these stories have emerged more and more, now it's common practice to have an intimacy coordinator on set.
A large part of that is consent work, teaching it, unpacking it, figuring out what that is at this time in our culture.
But that doesn't automatically mean everything is easy. As Me Too taught us, there can be multiple non-consensual events leading up to the first day on set. Critics pick up on a lack of chemistry between the actors in these scenes. But how can actors be expected to create the illusion of intimacy if they're afraid or uncomfortable on set? And then conversely, how do you act sexy when you have a full team watching you? You're wearing protective underwear or you don't get along with your co-star. As was the rumor about Jamie Dornan and Dakota Johnson while filming 50 Shades of Grey. So when there is still some sex in Hollywood, making it convincing or something people want to watch can be pretty complicated.
Sex scenes in general, I think, are probably difficult for everyone. Difficult for writers, difficult for actors, difficult for directors.
And when actors do a good job, there's an element of audiences being too convinced and taking their responses way too far. Recently, viewers slut-shamed Chloe Bailey for her sex scene in Swarm, combining two recent audience trends: that they're unable to separate the actress from her character, and they're becoming increasingly uninterested in these graphic scenes. In February 2023, Penn Badgley came under fire for saying he prefers not to do intimate scenes because his marriage is more important.
Fidelity in every relationship, and especially my marriage, is important to me.
It came only a short while after the media reported the extinction of sex scenes due to COVID, sparking a big conversation. And in some camps, the fallout was huge. Some deemed his anti-sex comments creepy and unprofessional, taking them as proof he couldn't focus on his job and not lust after a coworker. The industry assumption has long been that willingness to do intimate scenes is required for any serious practitioner of the trades. But isn't it fair enough for an actor to make the decision not to do them, whatever the reason?
Can I just do no more intimacy scenes.
It's true that Badgley has an easier time taking this stance as a guy. We're told time and again by women with lived experiences of the industry that if you say no to sex scenes and nudity, you'll be ostracized. Mila Kunis said she was told she'd never work again after refusing to pose nude for a magazine to promote a movie, for example. The stars of shows get a lot more leverage to control what intimate scenes they do versus the smaller characters or extras. And only the most famous and established actresses come out to say that they now steer clear of roles where they're asked to perform intimacy.
I don't want to be the one in the doorway dropping the towel. I'm tired of the cliches, and so are all of us.
If the story and the role don't really call for sex, why write it in? More and more we're seeing explorations that aren't just jumping to these cliches and attempt to realistically capture the complexity of human relationships, whether they're sexual or not.
So, do you want to come with me?
Even the very first romantic contact on screen, the 1896 short film The Kiss, showed that critics and audiences have always had pretty strong and visceral reactions to watching other people being intimate. What looks like a very sweet moment between a couple was deemed revolting by critics back in 1896, with one writing. The spectacle of the prolonged pasturing on each other's lips was hard to bear. When only life-size, it was pronounced beastly. Magnified to gargantuan proportions and repeated 3 times over, it is absolutely disgusting. And with the advent of the production code, this sort of opinion came to govern mainstream cinema. Many people agree that the production code held Hollywood back for all that it prevented being represented on screen. Queer relationships, interracial relationships, and women's issues weren't allowed to be explored. Film was sanitized and stripped of many of the things that make up the human experience. Subjects like abortion, sex before marriage, and assault were scrubbed from films even though they absolutely existed at the time. So young people didn't have open representations of these things to refer to.
Why can't I say that word?
Hays Code.
Bastards.
Yet today, all over TikTok and Twitter, people are calling to reinstate censorship. One tweet says people don't consent to being voyeurs. Another says that the characters haven't consented to us watching them. Many don't seem to know about the history of Hollywood censorship, saying 50-60 years ago intimate scenes didn't exist, while others are claiming the film industry has somehow decayed and that the decay in question has taken root in society. Yet it's important to separate the actor's right to choose whether to participate from the value of intimate scenes themselves. The true history is that intimate scenes existed long before Hollywood censored itself, and it's a slippery slope to start censoring content again. There are also complex biases at play, as journalist Mira Fox notes. The Hays Code was deeply anti-Semitic too. When done well, intimate scenes can have a lot of artistic and narrative value. The 1973 film Don't Look Now, seen between a couple grieving their child, explores how these two people can reconnect after such a devastating loss. 1997's Boogie Nights explores what intimate scenes were like in the 70s and 80s adult film industry. Many shows today often use these scenes to explore important aspects of human relationships, the dynamics of power, consent, and emotional needs. And this can be important in cinema that's made for grown-ups as well. So the point isn't that all this should be erased from visual storytelling, but the industry should be guided by thoughtfulness around why an erotic scene is in the story and how it's produced.
When you don't have a voice of a population of people, it's not going to be represented in the work. And that's, I think, what's changing in the arts now.
Censorship didn't work the first time around. Directors came up with increasingly inventive ways to get around it, like the way Hitchcock got around a 3-second kiss rule by writing a scene filled with passion where the characters simply have to stop and talk every 3 seconds. The heart of Hollywood's historic culture of censorship isn't in a good place, and making rules around what we can and can't watch doesn't do audiences any good. It's much better to include content warnings at the beginning of movies so that people can decide whether they want to watch them or not, the way Disney, TCM, and HBO Max do when introducing historic films with racial stereotyping, for example.
The film's treatment of this world through a lens of nostalgia denies the horrors of slavery.
On the other hand, why is it just a given that actors will do sex scenes? Consent comes into work too. For as long as the film industry has existed, actors have been expected to do things on and off screen that might make them uncomfortable, or might even be harmful to them. And that's reflective of something bigger in society.
If that can happen to Hollywood actresses, who else is it happening to?
As the conversation grows, hopefully we'll see more nuanced portrayals of relationships on screen too, reflecting a movie industry that has to grow as it challenges itself. That's The Take. Click here to watch a video we think you'll love, or here to check out a whole playlist of awesome content. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications.